Hi, this is Ashley Victoria Robinson coming to you from the Pop Spot here at New York Comic Con, and I am here with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Ioan Gruffudd. Hi, Ioan!
Hello, how are you? What a lovely
so
greeting.
well.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm genuinely excited to be talking to someone who has played so many literary icons in his time.
Yes, I have.
You're Horatio Hornblower.
Yes.
You're Sir Lancelot.
Yes.
And you're Reed Richards. So multiple genres, multiple icons. Why are you so great?
Wow, my goodness. What a delightful start to the interview. That's very kind of you. First thing in the morning, that's really given my ego a huge boost. You know what, you're right, I've been very, very fortunate since a very young age as an actor to play such fantastic characters. Hornblower was a huge get for me as a young actor. It was such a huge stepping stone. Somebody took a risk on a complete unknown to put them as the lead of this huge franchise as it was at the time.
And yeah, you returned many times as well.
Yes, I did. And the show, we're here at a convention and I'm here to sign autographs and I bring my autographs, and Hornblower is one of my best sellers globally. Yes, still is. It's incredible, as along with Mr. Fantastic, obviously. But
do people ever bring you the books to sign?
Yes, I've signed several books.
That.
And what's incredible about it is that it's like Fantastic Four. It's a generational thing. Children sat on the laps of their grandparents or parents. Husbands came and sat down with their wives to watch this show about the military, or wives came and sat with their husbands. And it sort of galvanized families and brought families together, you know, to play that sort of part. It's extraordinary stories that I've heard over the years coming to these events. And then I played Pip in Great Expectations as well, which was an absolute delight. And I've played characters from history in Titanic, playing Fifth Officer Lowe, and I played John Gray in Wilde, an Oscar Wilde movie with Stephen Fry. So I've been very fortunate that these characters reflect very well on me. It's like putting on several different layers of costume. People see me as these people, and it reflects very well on me. Yeah.
Is it not a bit holding the mirror up to nature as well? Do you see yourself reflected in these great characters that you play?
You know what, I haven't really thought about it that way. As an actor, the way that I was sort of trained and when I studied acting, you sort of work from the inside out. Although often working from the outside in helps to unlock a character, but I've tried to come from the inside out. So I suppose you've got to find what's within you that you know that is within the character and work with that. And it's the stuff that you know that you don't have that you really have to work at to try and find. So
is one of those things sailing?
You know what? They throw you into the deep end often with parts that you play. For example, nobody's ever asked me if I can actually drive. You know, when you show up to a set, they say, "Okay, you're going to drive this car from here to there."
Yeah.
Nobody's asked me if I can actually drive, if I have a driver's license.
Can you actually drive?
I can actually drive.
Can you actually ride a horse?
I can actually ride a horse, yes, and I will always say that. I mean, to a certain degree, I can ride a horse.
English or Western?
I'm English. I'm one of those people that rises
Posting
with
when you trot,
yes,
yep.
I rise with the trot. Yes, the Western is that's a lot
hard.
of work. That's a lot of
hard.
work. That's a lot of work. And driving a manual. Nobody's ever asked me if I can drive a
Can
manual.
you drive stick?
I can drive a stick, thank goodness.
Okay, so you're ready to play James Bond?
I'm ready to
Bond
play James
always
Bond.
drives
Yes,
stick.
Absolutely. And on a show called Harrow that I did.
I love Harrow, by the way.
Thank you. That was such a fun show. They had the car that I was driving was a stick. And I was driving in all those scenes that you see me driving. I'm physically driving.
So you're not on the rig or anything?
I'm not on the rig.
Wow.
So I'm doing. There were some sequences where I'm spouting all the scientific stuff and keeping the story moving and giving you a lot of information whilst trying to drive. No air conditioning, boiling hot in the middle of Australia. It's just like it's a good job that I could drive a stick in this situation.
Is there any hazard pay for when you're driving yourself in case you accidentally careen off?
Gosh, I know that they insure you up to the hilt because yes, to avoid those kind of circumstances.
In case we break a leg and the series has to go on hiatus for a
exactly,
little bit.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, because you started acting not in English,
That's right.
in
Yes,
Welsh.
yes,
So I
yes.
have two questions
Yes.
around that. First, would you ever be interested in returning to more non-English roles?
Oh, absolutely. I am often sort of sent scripts and ideas and thoughts of scripts, in the Welsh language, and I'd love to do it again. It's been a long time since I've acted in Welsh, but certainly that was my beginning, as you said.
As a tiny human person.
Yes, I think I was
The internet
about
said
11, yes,
yeah.
and I think I was on the soap opera on and off for about 8 years. And just before then, I'd done another BBC drama in the Welsh language as well. So very lucky to, as I was saying yesterday on stage about a young actor who wants to start out, very easy for me to say because I was fortunate. They came to my school, they were auditioning, I threw my hat in the ring and I got the role. So
Yeah.
I sort of learnt on the job really. And I wasn't a very good actor as a child actor. I wasn't one of those natural people.
But I was going to, are most child actors?
Well, maybe, I mean, there are some exceptions who are just extraordinary.
We can't all be Macaulay Culkin.
No, to be fair. But so then I went and studied acting, so I will forever be grateful for that opportunity because they were life opportunities as well. I was such a young person stepping into a professional world because I was surrounded by professional actors. This is what they did for a living. So all that stuff, if you are curious and interested, all that stuff rubs off on you, and I learned so much. So I've seen things like this. This interview now is being done on 3 different cameras simultaneously. They're running independently, just a few lights. Whereas back in the day, it would have been a whole big production with tapes and
Back in the day, this would have been all day. Would have been this.
That's right. The setup and everything.
Yeah.
So I've seen technology change on the camera side. The sound side is just extraordinary. How
Amazing.
sound is so far in the future compared to the visual aspect
big
of it. It's just
booms.
extraordinary. How little ADR one has to do now in this day and age. It's incredible.
Do we hate ADR or do we love ADR?
I've grown to love ADR, and I'm very good at ADR because, again, thanks to my upbringing in the Welsh language, I got to be in a sound booth dubbing things into the Welsh language from a very young age as well. So there were shows from Europe and different languages that we would transpose into the Welsh language, and then I would come into the booth and act a young role from in the Welsh language. So I've been in front of that sort of monitor with those beeps and stuff for decades as well.
Not the beeps.
But that's also another extraordinary thing that's evolved as well, because you can now loop things digitally as many times as you want, whereas in the past you'd have to rewind the tape and put a little marker on it.
Yeah.
So the more I talk about it, I realize, wow, I've seen changes in the history of our industry as well as being in it myself.
I was going to say, you're ready to teach a class on the history of the business.
Yes, I am. And what's wonderful is, again, like Michael Chiklis said yesterday when we did our interview, that the next thing is going to be the most exciting thing, and you have to keep that mentality. The next thing is going to be the most exciting part that I've played, and the next thing you'll learn something else about everything, because I love getting involved with the camera team and the sound team, and I'm very curious about every aspect of.
Because you directed recently,
I have directed
right?
recently,
Yeah.
yes.
You talked about, in an interview that I watched, you talked about shadowing one of the directors on Harrow and how that was an important part of you eventually stepping up and leading that.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of in line with what you've been talking about, like watching things evolve and grow. And what was it like to have that opportunity?
Oh, it was wonderful.
I mean, you were the star.
I was the star. Look, and on a television series like that, to be fair, you're not directing the whole thing from the beginning. You're not sort of creating the look of the show or the style of the show, or that was already set. And everybody knows what they're doing, and the network knows what they're expecting. And I was shadowing a terrific director as well. So, and he and I were side by side because we shot episode 1 and 2 concurrently. So the schedule for the first month was episode 1 and 2. So he would be directing one day, I'd be directing the next day, so the way the locations worked out. So I was very fortunate to have been shadowed, and then of course when I'm in front of the camera, he would then direct me when I'm in front of the camera. And a wonderful experience. I'd love to do it again. I think I'd be very good at it. I'd enjoy it. And one of the other beautiful things about being curious about what's going on around you as an actor is that you can then form a friendship or a bond with the operator or the operators, as there often are these days. And that, for me personally, gives me a lot of confidence and a lot of takes away a lot of the stress. So because as an actor you have to go to these strange places and you have to have the confidence to do it in front of everybody. So if you have some kind of kinship with somebody, then it's, for me personally, I get more relaxed. Now some actors just like to be in their own bubble and they let everybody else do their stuff, and they can't get involved in that because sometimes your energy dissipates by doing that. But for me personally, it's helped enormously to feel comfortable with everybody to then deliver what I need to deliver.
The last thing I would like to ask you is, can you say, "I love New York Comic Con" in Welsh?
I can indeed. Give me a second.
I can't, so take as long as you need.
I will have to say New York Comic Con, I
Yes,
think.
yes.
I won't be able to translate that.
There's no Comic Con.
Well, I don't know the word for convention in Welsh. So
Someone
I
will
think that's
tell
what
us in the
Yeah, we'll have to Google it, exactly. Okay. Dwi'n caru a dwi mewn cariad gyda Comic Con Efrog Newydd.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.